Right now, Wisconsin lawmakers make a push to expand the state's safe haven law, allowing parents to legally abandon their children after birth.
And new information tonight about the alleged sexual assault at a Madison high school last week. 2 teenagers facing charges.
Plus, an early morning apartment fire on the UW campus. The damage and what caused it. Straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
But first, breaking news from our Channel 3000 Alert Center. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is taking up a case challenging Wisconsin's lame duck laws.
A Dane County judge initially struck down the laws passed by the Republican-controlled legislature that limited Governor Tony Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul's powers. But an appeals court sided with Republicans and blocked that ruling. The state Supreme Court will now consider this case and hold oral arguments on it on May 15th.
A new proposal is designed to give parents a safe option if they're looking to give up a newborn baby.
State lawmakers say the bill also helps spread awareness about the state's safe haven law already on the books. Rose Schmidt is here to explain the new plan.
Yes, well, Madison police and fire officials say they can't remember a time when an infant was given up under the safe haven law in this city, but they're always ready in the event that it does happen.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we're there.
Most first responders would tell you they're prepared for anything, and that includes at their front door.
It's not uncommon to have our doorbell ring with some type of an emergency.
While Madison Fire Chief Stephen Davis can't remember a time when an infant was dropped off at one of his stations.
Not in my 30 years with the city.
He says Wisconsin has a safe haven law for a reason.
Fire stations are a safe place to bring a newborn now.
That law allows a new parent to drop a newborn off at a fire station or hospital within 72 hours of being born without facing criminal prosecution.
But what we wanted to do is just say every way we can that please, please, please don't hurt your baby.
And a new proposal at the state capitol sponsored by Senator Dale Coinga could give parents another resource.
It's just a safe place to put the baby.
In the form of a box at those safe haven facilities. The safe haven baby boxes are not much larger than a cardboard box like this one. They come complete with heating, cooling, and a silent alarm that triggers law enforcement within 30 seconds of a baby being placed inside. Coinga says boxes have been installed in 3 other states, and his legislation is timely.
We've had a tragic case here in Wisconsin.
After deputies in Wood County say last week a newborn was found in a car in a tied plastic garbage bag and succumbed to his injuries and died.
Everyone cringes when they see that type of evil.
And something Coinga says could have been prevented.
And that's not the first time in Wisconsin that's happened. There's also been cases of babies dropped in a porta potty before.
But Chief Davis says instances like that are why the safe haven law was enacted in the first place.
It exists so that parents have good, safe options.
And when in doubt, he encourages people to drop by the fire station if they're in need.
We're ready and prepared always.
It would be up to local governments to decide if they want these baby boxes, and they would be responsible for paying for them. Coinga says he'll be looking for co-sponsors soon on his bill. He believes it will have bipartisan support.
Rose, thank you. All residents at the Summit Hill apartment complex were allowed to return home. This after a partial collapse at the complex last week. Last night, RMK management said city inspectors had approved reinforcements made to the building. A contractor removed a load-bearing wall last Monday, leading to the partial collapse. The city later said those contractors did not have the permits needed to do the work. No one was hurt in that collapse.
Dozens had to be evacuated from a downtown apartment building early this morning after a room caught on fire. This is at the Francis Street Apartments. Fire and smoke could be seen billowing from a second-story window. Investigators determined the fire was caused by a candle. It's being considered accidental. Damage is estimated at about $50,000. One person did suffer minor injuries. We turn things over to weather now. Felt a little more spring-like out there today. Plenty of sunshine, a big improvement after the chilly weekend, but there are some alert days ahead. Your first alert forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, just as quickly as we warmed up today from the chilly weather yesterday, we have the potential for some severe weather down the road for Wednesday and Thursday. But in the short term, things are actually pretty quiet around here. Visible cloud track shows the bright sunshine that we had for much of the day. But notice that area of white down between Milwaukee and Chicago heading down into northern Illinois. That's snow on the ground that missed the Madison area, but really affected northeastern Illinois and southeastern Wisconsin. But that snow is melting. You can see to our west there are some light rain showers up in in northwestern Wisconsin. Looks like some light showers starting to develop in northwestern Iowa. We could even see a flash of lightning or a rumble of thunder from those later on tonight. Low temperatures this morning were on the chilly side here in Madison. Once we cleared out, we dropped to 22 degrees. Temperatures were in the teens up in central Wisconsin, but high temperatures today were generally in the mid to upper 50s away from Lake Michigan. To the east, it was a lot cooler. Milwaukee topped out at 50, and current temperatures now are in the 40s near Lake Michigan, while we're still at 53 in Madison and in the mid to upper 50s over southwestern Wisconsin. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to drop to around 40 degrees. We'll see some chances for rain showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm overnight. Tomorrow will be variably cloudy but milder with just a slight chance for a rain shower, high at 65. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. Madison East High School families are still asking questions about an alleged sexual assault that happened on school grounds.
Two 15-year-old boys were arrested late last week, facing charges for assaulting a 15-year-old female classmate. Our Amanda Quintana joins us now with more on what the school is doing now, Amanda.
Yes, well, like all incidents, MMSD will look into what happened and see if there's anything they can learn from it to make schools safer. As of now, they do not have any plans to change security procedures because of this incident. We now know there were 2 security guards on campus at the time of the alleged sexual assault. There's security in the building until 8 o'clock at night, 6 guards taking shifts all day. That is in addition to an educational resource officer there.
Our building are full of kids, and kids will be kids. And as terrible and tragic as that incident sounds, I would just ask that people just be patient, and they're juveniles, and our schools are very safe, but there are incidents that are going to happen from time to time.
District Attorney Ishmael Ozan told us one of the suspects had their initial appearance in juvenile court today, although we were not allowed inside that courtroom. Both boys are facing tentative charges of second-degree sexual assault of a child. A representative with the Rape Crisis Center tells us they have reached out to East High's principal to offer more education on consent, a presentation they do for many of our local 8th and 10th graders.
All right, Amanda Quintana reporting. Amanda, thank you.
Madison police say an automatic rifle was one of the items stolen during a burglary. This happened Friday on Fordham Avenue. A 26-year-old Madison man told officers a back door to his apartment had been left unlocked. Police say electronics and jewelry also were missing. Police believe someone went on a random shooting spree this morning on the city's east side. Numerous windows were shot out and other rounds hit the siding of a large building which houses several businesses on Femrite Drive. Officers recovered several spent casings. They say the gunfire appears to have been random. No one was hurt.
No injuries early this morning after a semi crashed into an Adams County home. The sheriff's office there said deputies responded to the scene around 4:30 along Highway 21. This was in the town of Richfield. They say the semi was headed east when it left the road and hit the garage portion of the home. The driver wasn't hurt. Fortunately, no one was in that part of the home at the time. The cause of the incident remains under investigation. It is April 15th, and if you haven't filed your taxes yet, you are not alone. As of Friday, the IRS reported that some 50 million Americans still had not filed. If you haven't even started your taxes, even 6 hours before the deadline, you may be in for some surprises with all of the tax changes this year. You can also file an extension or set up a payment plan. Just go to irs.gov to learn more. As of 10 days ago, about 103 million people had filed, and for those who did get refunds, the average refund was about $2,800.
Today at the Capitol, Assembly Republicans raised concerns about how Governor Evers' budget proposal will affect the state taxes you pay. In a press conference, they said Wisconsinites' tax burden is at risk of climbing. Evers' budget proposal would spend down the current surplus and not add additional dollars to the rainy day fund.
Assembly Republicans will continue to fight to invest in priorities, including transportation, education, and affordable health care coverage without raising taxes.
Governor Evers has maintained that his budget proposal is necessary to fund education, road repairs, and affordable health care. Governor Evers is creating a task force to investigate ways to crack down on businesses that misclassify workers and conduct payroll fraud. Surrounded by union workers, he signed an executive order today at a training site for carpenters in Madison. Over the last 3 years, audits conducted by the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development found more than 5,800 workers were misclassified, resulting in underreported wages of nearly $70 million.
Tomorrow is the big day for Madison's mayor-elect, Satya Rhodes Conway. She will be sworn into office tomorrow at noon. The event is scheduled to take place at the City County Building on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Rhodes Conway beat longtime Mayor Paul Soglin with nearly 62% of the vote during the April 2nd election. And tonight, News 3 Now at 10, our Keely Arthur has an exclusive one-on-one interview with the outgoing Mayor Soglin the day before he leaves office. He'll talk about his time as mayor, some of his most memorable moments, and his plans for the future. It is a story you'll only see on News 3 Now tonight at 10. And still ahead at 6, a dispute between a Madison PhD student and the city of Madison.
He says a tree fell on his car and the city is now refusing to pay for repairs. That story's coming up next. Welcome back. A Madison man might be out thousands of dollars after a rotting city tree branch fell off and landed on his car.
The city refuses to pay for any of it. Amy Reed shows us the damage.
When you're looking for a place to park, you think your only responsibility is to find something available, not to check the quality of the city tree you're parking next to. For Mark Marion, that might have been a costly mistake.
I had no control over it whatsoever. I had no idea, none whatsoever.
Since last week, Mark has played a game of what if.
I mean, I could have just as easily parked here or there.
What if I parked here? What if I was still under the hood?
I mean, it could have been a bicycle going by. It could have been any one of a number of things.
But what did happen when a rotted tree branch fell?
There were branches sticking out of the hood. You know, there was still some debris. My turn signal cracked and the mirror laying on the ground. And I asked them, and they reluctantly got out and said, well, we were called because there was a tree fall.
An older car made $5,000 worse. A scratched hood, broken mirror.
And you can see this dent in the frame.
The thousands to fix it are only his to spend. The city said they aren't liable.
I mean, if it was on my property and the tree fell, I'd be responsible for it. I mean, it's on their property and the tree fell, so they're responsible for it.
But the city said they didn't know the tree was rotted, though a person with the finance department said they are responsible for the tree's inspection. Now it's a game of what's next.
The car's lost almost all of its value.
Mark said he doesn't have the money. While he's spending to get a PhD, he often can only afford to sleep in his car. So what if the city never pays?
All I want to do is get the car back, you know, some sort of settlement. I mean, I could do some of the repairs myself, but they're not going to pay anything.
The tree has now been marked with a yellow dot, meaning the city of Madison is planning on removing it. Unfortunately for Mark, that's coming a week too late. Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
The city said they've had 6 other claims like this in the last year, and they haven't paid for any of those either.
Still ahead tonight in sports, the Bucks make a statement in their first playoff game. Reaction as they prepare for Game 2 later this week.
But first, another more seasonable day tomorrow, but there are a pair of alert days later this week for the chance of severe weather and heavy rain. Gary's full forecast when we come back. Chief Meteorologist Gary joins us now. Gary Canalti, and spring is really trying to make its way back in here.
It is. You know, it comes in, little pieces at times, but each one, hopefully gets us a little closer to the final goal. The problem is when you warm up so much this time of year, then you have the possibility for some severe weather. And so we might see that over the next couple of days. But today, it was Operation Snowmelt to the south. You can see the snow on the ground through eastern Illinois and far southeastern Wisconsin. See that area of snow shrinking as it started to melt, as temperatures warmed up during the day. Now from the west, we have some mid and high level clouds that are coming in. There are some light rain showers up in northwestern Wisconsin, mixing with snow over Lake Superior. Also some showers starting to develop over central Iowa. This is actually in response to a warm front that could even generate a couple of thunderstorms later on tonight. Now tomorrow should be relatively quiet, but on Wednesday already the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms as far north as Madison, with a slight risk to the south of I-80 in eastern Iowa. This area might be expanded northward depending on the position of that warm front, because there'll be a pretty good contrast in temperatures. Northern Wisconsin might stay in the upper 30s and lower 40s, and temperatures could be around 70 across northern Illinois. So depending on where that warm front is, that will provide the focus for severe thunderstorm activity. Heavy rainfall could also be a problem. The GFS computer model, these are general rainfall amounts through early Saturday morning, showing about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain, but there could be some localized amounts in excess of 2 inches and heavier thunderstorms. The European computer model shows that happening near Madison and over east central Wisconsin. So again, a lot of it will depend on the exact position of that warm front, where the more concentrated areas of showers and thunderstorms will be. But as we take a look at alert days in the forecast, we have them for Wednesday and Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms, perhaps the possibility for a couple of of stronger to severe thunderstorms with hail and gusty winds being the main threat, and also the possibility for some localized heavy rain in the stronger thunderstorms. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville. Skies are mostly cloudy there, but every once in a while we see a little sunshine filtering through the clouds. WISC Sky Cam, more of a mostly cloudy look off to the east of Madison, and the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison showing mostly cloudy skies. Almanac for today shows we were chilly this morning. Our low temperature was 22 degrees. That's almost 15 degrees below normal, but our high at 56 is almost where it should be. And right now we're at 53 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Winds are out of the south at 18 miles per hour. Humidity is starting to come back up at 47%. Temperatures right now range from the mid-30s up near Lake Superior to the middle 70s over central Iowa. So when we start seeing those big temperature contrasts and a strong jet stream in between, we know the atmosphere is starting to charge up. We saw a severe weather outbreak through the southeastern part of the country. That storm heading up through New England with some snow there. But the next storm system already waiting in the wings, and that will be heading in our direction over the next couple of days. One little area of low pressure here with a warm front, and then a stationary front to the west. The next storm system off the map to the west. South of that warm front, look at the temperatures. 70s, even low 80s over southern Kansas. On our side of the front, temperatures not bad in the 50s, but then they drop into the 40s and even 30s closer to the Great Lakes. Our forecast for tonight calls for mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a shower, perhaps a thunderstorm toward morning with a low temperature of 40. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 65, so even warmer than today. Just a slight chance for a shower and some breaks in the clouds as well. As we look at future track, you can see just a chance for a shower or a thunderstorm mainly late tonight. Low temperatures dropping to around 40, and those temperatures climbing up into the mid-60s tomorrow. Toward tomorrow night, we'll see better chances for showers or thunderstorms as that warm front gets close to us. And then again, depending on the position of that warm front, that will decide where the heavier thunderstorms will be during the day on Wednesday and probably Thursday as well. Where the heavier storms occur, maybe 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, more a ½ inch to 1 inch elsewhere across southern Wisconsin. The 7 to 10 day forecast, you can see those alert days. After that, a little cooler for Friday. Temperatures warm back up for the weekend. Another shower or thunderstorm chance Monday, but temperatures mainly in the 60s for much of next week.
Well, Giannis Antetokounmpo putting up some monster effort in yesterday's win over the Pistons. So what's his secret? The story next in sports. Well, 1 down, 3 to go. If you're into that whole Bucks and 4 chant thing, the team squashed the Pistons at Fiserv Forum last night, 121-86 to win Game 1 of the opening round. Giannis was stellar per usual, but came out with a little more fire and intensity than we've seen in the past. He scored 24 points and 17 rebounds in 24 minutes. Wow. But he hasn't been doing anything different or out of the norm. He's a guy that sticks to his routine and trusts the process.
Actually, I didn't do nothing differently. I just, try to take it on my body, get some shots up, lock in. I usually do the same stuff. When I start changing stuff, that's when I, get out of my routine, and I'm not the same player, and I cannot help my team in the same way. So I just try to stick with the same routine that I've been doing all season long.
So here is the rest of the playoff schedule. The next game is on Wednesday back at Fiserv Forum. Then the series goes to Detroit for the first road test of the postseason for the Bucks. And if necessary, games 5, 6, and 7 will be late next week. Just days after Marcus Howard announced he's coming back for his senior season, both Hauser brothers doing the opposite. Sam, a junior, and Joey, a freshman, will both transfer from Marquette. And according to ESPN, they'll both go to the same school. But they'll have to sit out next season. Sam averaged 14.9 points this season, while Joey shot 42.5% from 3. Well, 72 years ago, Jackie Robinson changed the game of baseball, breaking the color line when the Brooklyn Dodgers started him at first base. So on this day, present-day players all wear jerseys with the number 42 on them. Robinson would have been 100 years old today. The Brewers back at home after a 6-game road trip out west where they lost 4 of those games. Freddie Peralta starting on the mound tonight against the Cardinals, and the Brew Crew, they'll be home at Miller Park for the next week. More than 30,000 runners at the starting line of the 123rd Boston Marathon this morning. It was a race of firsts for the winners. On the women's side, 28-year-old Worknesh Degefa from Ethiopia crossed the finish line first. This is only the 4th marathon she's ever run in her life. Incredible. On the men's side, Lawrence Chirono from Kenya won what was almost a photo finish, and afterwards he told reporters that he has never won a major marathon before. Well, yesterday Tiger Woods made history, winning his first Masters since 2005, and the 43-year-old becoming the 2nd oldest champion. Jack Nicklaus won at age 46. Truly a story of overcoming adversity if you look at the physical timeline of his comeback. His last major win was in 2008, which he played with a torn ACL. Then he had injury after injury in the years after that, with his most recent back surgery, the 3rd big one, in 2017. Now, Tiger has won 15 major championships, 2nd only to Nicklaus, who has 18. And if you notice his attire over the weekend, he seemed to enjoy this short-sleeved mock turtleneck look, which, not gonna lie, I made fun of at first. Like, are you cold? Do you need your arms to be free? I don't really get it. But anyways, Nike is the one laughing all the way to the bank, probably, because that top is almost sold out on their website. The red color, though, not yet available on the market. It's coming soon, which, if you are a fan, you can purchase for a wonderful price of $85. What do you think?
Has the price gone up since yesterday?
It has not. It's still $85. It's still available in black, apparently, but the other colors are sold out, in case you were wondering.
Red with a green jacket, right?
Yes. Yeah. Very colorful.
If he keeps playing like that, he can wear
whatever he wants.
Exactly. That was quite a day, indeed. All right, Melissa.
Temperatures on the mild side, at least for the next couple of days. We'll start out with a shower or thunderstorm chance later tonight. Right now, temperatures are in the 50s, but they'll be about 10 degrees warmer at this time tomorrow. Look for a high of 65 tomorrow, 63 Wednesday, and 62 on Thursday with some shower and thunderstorm chances there. There are alert days in the forecast for those days because of the possibility for a strong to severe thunderstorm. And then a little cooler for Friday, but nice for the weekend, and some shower or thunderstorm chances for the following week as well.
Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we will see you back here at 10.